Dodgers sweeping in the NLCS, Ohtani having the best playoff performance ever. Will the Blue Jays have enough to keep up with the Dodgers? Well, I'm Quentin. This is Dennis's Dugout, where I talk about the latest baseball updates. Right now, the championship series just ended. First, let's recap how I did last week. Last week, I talked about and made predictions on the ALDS and NLDS. First, Tigers-Mariners. I have one word for this. Wow. The game lasted 15 innings with the Mariners taking it home. When I said the predictions were going to be 4-3, the Tigers would win. Obviously, that's wrong. But I wasn't too far off. The final score was 3-2. Mariners took it home. I said that Cal Raleigh would hit a home run. Didn't do the best. He went 1 for 5. And just none of the Mariners were hitting that day. And I think the only thing holding the Tigers from actually advancing to the ALCS was pitching. Skubal threw an amazing game and just way to close the season out. Next, let's move on to the NLDS, Cubs-Brewers. It went to Game 5 as expected, but Game 5 wasn't as bad as I thought. I had the Brewers winning 5-2. In reality, it was 3-1. Both teams ended up having a bullpen game, which was kind of disappointing to watch. Wanted to see some good arms out there. Not much to talk about this series or the NLDS in general. Let's just move on to the main topic, the ALCS and LCS. Since we just talked about the NL, let's switch back over to the AL. What a great series from the Blue Jays and Mariners. Might have been the best series in the entire postseason. Seattle started off strong, winning 2 straight games at Toronto while putting up 10 runs in Game 2. Game 3 completely changed my mind on the series. And then another game, 2-2, just like that. Then they lost again, made it 3-2. Then Seattle takes Game 6 to force a Game 7 in Toronto. And going into the 7th inning, Game 7, Mariners were taking the ALCS home until... Before we talk about that, let's recap how the inning started. In the 7th inning, they brought in Brian Wu to come out of the pen, which is usually one of their starters, who hasn't pitched in a couple weeks, while allowing 2 runs in 2 1/3 of innings pitched. And then 2 more base runners in the 7th inning. They took him out and brought in a new pitcher. Their leadoff hitter, George Springer, steps up to the plate for the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 7th. Hits a 3-run home run to give the Blue Jays the lead 4-3. Blue Jays end up winning the American League Championship and taking it home. That was a lot for the ALCS, and just a lot for the AL in general. Not much to say for the NL, but I still have some stuff. I mean, the most thing to take out of this, it was just disappointing for the Brewers. The Brewers only scored 1 run each game, while the Dodgers scored 15 over those 4 games. But what really struck me was Game 4 of the NLCS, Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani had the best game I think I've ever witnessed in my life, and I don't think I'm exaggerating. He hit a 470-foot home run, who also hit 2 more after that, going 3 for 3 with 3 home runs and a walk. Oh, I forgot to mention, he was on the mound too, throwing 6 shutout innings with only 2 hits and 10 strikeouts. Even though the Brewers went really far, it was kind of disappointing to see how they get swept right before the World Series. It's kind of hard to blame them. They're such a young team, and they're just developing as the season goes. And I'm actually surprised they went as far as they did, but the Dodgers just had the pitching to outpitch them and outhit them. As I wrap up with the episode, I talked a lot more than last time, which is good, but crazy championship series between the 2 leagues, with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. being named ALCS MVP and Shohei Ohtani being named NLCS MVP. At the time of recording, it's Friday, Game 1 of the World Series. World Series is next, and until next time.